And we're back. We'll get serious 86, segment 4. This is the Dairy Queen drive-thru. Again, no sound effects tonight. Still no gutter. That's why there was no show last week. But we were not going to be stopped this week. The show had to be done. There was a pay-per-view on Sunday. So we could not resist being here with you, the 2 or 3 people that actually give a crap about this podcast. So, with that said, let's get
I want a large ice cream cone.
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
It's Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen equals ice cream, bro.
I want a dilly bar.
I want a peanut butter parfait.
I was referencing that Johnny Knoxville movie. But
Orange Julius is a different shop, man. Gosh.
No, all of the
not anymore.
DQs
now
are
Dairy
Orange
Queen has Orange Julius inside of them. But damn it, here we go again. We're going to burn through another 45-minute segment before we even get into the ratings. So, Netchester, you know what, Alice, could you read us the ratings?
Absolutely. Impact, Thursday's TNA Impact Wrestling show. That's sort of awkward. Let me start that again. Thursday's TNA Impact Wrestling television show drew a .99 rating, up from .96 rating the show drew the last week. Who wrote this? Impact averaged 1.319 million viewers, up from 1.179 million average from the last Thursday. Oh God, come on, man! I can't edit on the fly in my head.
This is just copied and pasted from a website. I didn't actually read it. I was just like, ooh, Impact ratings. But go ahead, SmackDown.
Last week's episode of WWE SmackDown, the go-home show to SummerSlam, did an average viewing audience of 2,400,000 viewers on Sci-Fi. The show ended up with a 1.83 cable rating. Raw. This week's episode of Monday Night Raw brought in an average of 4.3 million viewers, which brings SummerSlam's post-show up over 4% from last week's go-home episode. Raw did averages of 4.08, 4.49, and 4.3 million viewers across all 3 hours, respectively. This is good news for WWE, as they went up against preseason Monday Night Football, which will be their biggest competitor every week for the next several months. We are still waiting on the final rating, but it should come in somewhere between a solid 3 and as high as 3.3 potentially.
Alrighty, and Netchester, guess who didn't check for dead guys and the birthdays this week? Go ahead and read them.
Of course.
Should I read them? I can read them.
Nope.
Ow! Netchester can read them. The running gag is that we intentionally leave dead people.
It's a trap. It's always a trap.
And then we just let Netchester read them off.
Akbar of this segment. Okay, anyway, yeah, everybody laughs at me, especially Yankum. But anyway, I'll just do this real quick. On the 20th, happy birthday person placer thing. Duke the Dumpster Drosy, and then Byron Saxton. Also, Tori on the 20th. On the 21st, Nathaniel Jones. On the 22nd, Alice Radley. It's really my birthday.
Oh, true, I read that in. It really is.
Oh, very good.
My 35th birthday. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. On the 22nd, Precious Paul Ellering. Dun 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 dun. On the 22nd, PAC, aka Adrian Neville. On the 22nd, also Stevie Ray and Jay Uso and Jimmy Uso. Then on the 24th, Japanese name alert. Soichi, thank you. Funaki. Of course, Yankum would have loved that if I'd have done it and fouled it up horribly. But thank you very much, Alice. On the 24th, Rocky Soulman Johnson, plus Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Then on the 25th, Crash Holly, which I believe is dead. Yes, got it. Then also on the 25th, the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, and David Young. On the 26th, Bobby Duncombe Jr., the Canadian Destroyer, Petey Williams, and on the 27th, Jazz Mulatto Collection AT?
You skipped
that?
the Great Khali, and it's
Everybody would like to skip the Great Khali.
Milano,
AT.
Italy.
Milano Collection. Okay, why does a town have a birthday? I'm blanking on that. Yeah, but yeah, Great Khali also on the 26th and 27th, if you care.
Sergeant Slaughter. God, you suck, NJ. And now, with this week in wrestling, Omega BR.
Yes, this weekend, wrestling history. Circa 1962. Where, during a title defense against Bobo Brazil in Newark, New Jersey, NWA World Heavyweight Champion Buddy Rogers claimed he had a groin injury. The match was stopped and Brazil was declared the winner, but he refused to accept the victory. It was announced on September 6th that Bobo Brazil was the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion after a doctor found nothing wrong with Rogers. However, Rogers won the title back from Brazil on October 30th in Toledo, Ohio, but this title change is not recognized by the NWA. Jump to 1986, where Dump Matsumoto and Bull Nakano defeat the Crush Gals in Kawasaki, Japan to win the WWA World Tag Team titles, ending the Gals' third reign. At the same event, Yukari Omori defeats Devil Masami for the WWA World Singles title. And in 1999, the WWF taped its first episode of SmackDown at the Kemper Arena in Kansas City, Missouri. There had been a prior special SmackDown, which aired on April 29th, but this was the first episode of the long-running series. This was also the WWF's first event in Kemper Arena since Owen Hart's tragic death at the Over the Edge pay-per-view. SmackDown aired on UPN on August 26th and got a 5.7 rating. The main event saw WWF champion Triple H pin The Rock to retain the title after referee Shawn Michaels hit Sweet Chin Music on Rock as he was in motion for the People's Elbow, which was followed up by a pedigree from Triple H. And that was this week in wrestling history.
Wow, what they would do for a 5.7 now. Now we're going to get into the Happy Trails. Happy Trails to WWE referee.
Again.
Damn you, net jester. Happy Trails, see, you done screwed me up. Happy Trails to WWE referee Mark Harris, the referee involved in the botched finish for the AJ Lee and Big E versus Natalya and Khali match on Raw last week. He posted messages on Facebook lashing out at, quote, haters, saying funny how, quote, amateur and, quote, indie and, quote, unemployed former refs think they know it all but have no idea. There's a reason you're spelled Y-O-U-R, where you're Y-O-U-R again, at, and I'm where I'm at, a professional referee with the #1 entertainment company in the world. I'm the now, you're the yesteryear, yester spelled Y-E-S-T-E-R. Adding, keep your opinions to yourself, because I'm definitely not taking advice from someone with less experience and not at the level I am, so continue to hate, and I'll continue to work TVs and pay-per-view. Enjoy your life, because I'm living mine. Why? Just why?
Meh. Meh.
That's probably the most. People that have paid attention to him in his entire life. So let him enjoy his 15 minutes.
I'm just glad that this stuff has been acknowledged because so many people were getting on my case for saying that this was not Natalia's fault. They're like, she fucked it up. It's like, it wasn't her fault at all. No, but on Twitter at the time. But yeah, that's why she had to put that move in again. Oh, yep. such a mess.
So, next up, we have Happy Trails to Sin Cara, who was injured again when he botched again during his match with Alberto Del Rio on Raw. Again, with that match, Cara dove to the outside on Del Rio. I believe it was a suicide dive. And immediately called for a referee with several of his fingers looking clearly out of place. No word on the nature of the injury at this time, but I think it's pretty fair to say that he's got broken fingers.
Okay, so when Cara comes back, he wears a gold lame stormtrooper helmet, he wears a boa feathered vest, he comes crashing through a plate paneled wood wall, and he falls and botches on his face, and we can finally call him the Botchmaster.
When he comes back, it'll be debuting at AAA USA, let's be honest. If they'll have him. It'll probably be EMLL, probably.
No, they'll bring him back because he was trending on Twitter. He was trending on Twitter. And it wasn't like Sin Cara botch or Sin Cara hurt. It was just Sin Cara trending. So in Vince's mind, that's going to be, oh, they love Sin Cara, let's bring him back. But let's just what to watch. Omega BR, please tell us what to watch this week in wrestling.
I think you should watch Mecha Mummy versus Shockwave the Robot from the 01 promotion in Japan. I believe that match is on YouTube for your viewing pleasure.
Well played, Omega BR. Alice?
I say go back and watch, well, I have two things. Go back and watch the Lesnar-Punk SummerSlam match again, because why not? Hey, it's fresh in our minds. Or watch Chyna's Queen of the Ring.
Oh, talk about your extremes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And do be over 18, folks, if you're going to watch that, or blind.
I suggested a match between two robots, and I still think that Chyna's suggestion is more robotic.
and heavily
Zing.
So
Net Jester, I'm not even going to give you a chance to say it. Daniel Bryan versus John Cena is my match to go back and watch this week.
Oh. Okay, just let me add this real quick. Real quick, I'm going to reach into my shilling bag and pull out the newest ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling Unreleased 3 DVD disc set Volume 2. It's got a lot of good shit on here. I watched it last Saturday before SummerSlam, and I think it's perfectly amazing, but I'm an ECW mark. So if you are too, go find this disc set.
Alright, and that is it for We'll Get Serious number 86. It's been kind of a throwback show to the old Woo roundtable panels we used to have a long time ago. Only this time it wasn't
not a lot of nonsense.
Well,
when I'm here, doesn't that account for something as far as nonsense?
Your very existence is nonsense, Net Jester.
You always make perfect sense to me.
I actually thought the show was called Smarks Snark. I guess I literally have no idea what's going on.
This is We'll Get Serious.
That's just our tag name.
Yeah, Smirk Snark
it's a much better name for a podcast. It's short and quick and punchy. I like it. I've been telling everybody, it's like when I'm on the show, I'm like, listen to Smirk Snark. That might explain why they can't find it.
Well,
that'd be our luck.
They'll find the Smark Snark website, smarksnark.com, by the way, where we host this fine podcast, and hopefully any others from 420 Chan's illustrious World Wrestling Board. You can also find us on facebook.com/smarksnark and twitter.com/smarksnark, where I tweet during every pay-per-view and Raw. And I would like to say SmackDown, but honestly, I don't watch SmackDown. I should, I don't, can't explain it, just is what it is. You can also reach us at smarksnark@gmail.com, booking at smarksnark at blah. booking at smarksnark.com if you want to be on the show. So you've got some indie promotion, and you have
we know
this,
you.
and you're like, hey, I need some podcast that only 2 people listen to go on and be interviewed. This is your show. We do that here.
May I plug?
Oh, please do.
Absolutely.
By all means.
If you folks want to find me, the 2 of you, you can find me at rwrpodcast.com. I got a new URL, and I'm so happy about it. You can find me on Twitter at Alice Radley, and that's Radley, as well as at rwrpodcast. I picked that up for my little jail account, because when I tweet for Raw or during pay-per-views, I always run over my limit and get put in Twitter jail. You can email me at rationalwrestling@gmail.com if you feel like, just saying I love you or something like that. And find me on Facebook, facebook.com/RWR podcast. And on iTunes, and Stitcher, and stuff. YouTube as well. I'm all over the place.
And if you want to find me, just go to the Kangaroo Express on Highway 42 and bring some money.
Not even going to touch that one.
With that said, I think it's time to end the show. Thank you, Alice Radley, for coming on the show. We're always glad to have you. Even though you make our show extra long, you also make it extra good.
Didn't I make it extra short this week, though? Didn't we do better? Did we not?
Normally, we only run 2 45-minute segments, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah, right on. I haven't actually been keeping track of the time. But thank you, Dankeschön, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye. Shalom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
She did us a mitzvah coming on.
It's the least I could do.
Say the outro, Yankum.
So, do we have a good outro, or are we still doing the take care, spike your hair?
He was on television this last week. That's a thing.
I got one too. Up in the sky. It's a rock. It's a piece of bird excrement. Instead of an S on its chest, he has a double B. It's Blandy Borton.
No.
He ambles.
How about
he
this?
doesn't fly.
How about this? Thank you for listening. However you listen, whether it be live on Spreaker, here in the illustrious 420 Chan TeamSpeak, on YouTube,
or in the
website.
flaming pits of hell.
Yes, in the flaming armpits of hell.
That's where Chris Benoit listens from.
We're glad to have you.
My phone's ringing.
Good night. And have a pleasant tomorrow.
Is that Christian's old theme music?
Yes! That's my
Lord.
That's my ringtone.
This is the show that wouldn't end. Omega BR, take us out.
Good night, Toledo.